The ostrich effect. There is a moment when the mind senses discomfort and quietly looks away, not because the truth is unknown, but because knowing feels threatening. This is the ostrich effect, the psychological tendency to avoid negative information, even when that information is crucial. 1. When avoidance feels like safety, the ostrich effect occurs. When people deliberately ignore information that could cause anxiety, fear, or emotional pain. Bad news, uncomfortable data, warning signs. The information is available, but attention turns elsewhere. The mind chooses silence over confrontation, not because ignorance is bliss, but because awareness feels dangerous. 2. Why the brain avoids what hurts. From a psychological perspective, the ostrich effect is rooted in emotional regulation. Negative information activates stress responses. It threatens stability. It disrupts identity. So the brain engages a simple defense. If I don't look at it, it can't hurt me. This is not logic. It is protection. 3. Avoidance as a coping strategy. Avoidance is not laziness. It is a coping mechanism. People avoid medical results, financial statements, relationship truths, performance feedback, moral responsibility, not because they don't care, but because caring feels overwhelming. The ostrich effect buys temporary calm at the cost of long-term clarity. 4. The illusion of control. Ignoring information creates an illusion of control. If a problem isn't acknowledged, it feels smaller, more manageable, less real. But reality does not require attention to persist. Avoidance delays response. It does not prevent consequence. 5. When avoidance becomes identity. Over time, the ostrich effect shapes self-perception. I'm just not the type to deal with this. I'll handle it later. It's probably not that bad. These are not assessments. They are narratives. Narratives designed to protect the self from discomfort. 6. The social dimension of avoidance. The ostrich effect is reinforced socially. Uncomfortable topics are avoided. Difficult conversations postponed. Collective problems minimized. Silence becomes agreement. Avoidance becomes normal. And responsibility dissolves into shared inattention. 7. Power, institutions, and looking away. At scale, the ostrich effect becomes dangerous. Organizations ignore warning signs. Leaders dismiss inconvenient facts. Systems avoid accountability, not because evidence is lacking, but because acknowledgement threatens stability. Avoidance preserves appearance, while undermining integrity. 8. The cost of not knowing. The psychological cost of avoidance is not peace, it is tension. The mind remains alert. The body remains stressed. The unresolved lingers. Ignoring truth does not remove anxiety. It relocates it. What is avoided returns as pressure. 9. Awareness without overwhelm. Confronting information does not require panic. Ethiax does not argue for obsession. It argues for engagement. Small steps, limited exposure, intentional attention. Looking does not mean drowning. It means choosing reality over denial. 10. Responsibility beyond avoidance. The ostrich effect reveals a quiet truth. The mind protects comfort by sacrificing clarity, but responsibility begins when discomfort is tolerated long enough to see what is real. This is Ethiax, where psychology meets responsibility, and responsibility begins when we stop looking away from what we already know.